Kane, because I was just updated on his little troll maneuver there. You see, JD, you know, and I know that the entire time you were in my server, I told you that I knew what you were doing, because I did know what you were doing the whole time. I told you with my words, JD, I know you're trolling me, but I like playing games with you. Video games, you know. We were playing, oh shoot, what's the name of that stupid game? It's a space game that guy made, and it was all broken, and later on they had to fix it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The Internet Historian did like a freaking awesome video on it. No Man's Sky. There it is. See, my brain does work sometimes. And JD, we were gonna play Elite Dangerous too. So I'm glad that I never ended up adding him on Elite Dangerous. But JD, the entire time he was in my server, which me and him gamed, I don't know what, like 6 times, and then had maybe 4 conversations, short ones. They weren't long. So this is when JD was in the server, the entire time he's in there, and I said all of this with witnesses. JD, unless he's going to keep lying his ass off, would know this. I said that I knew you were trolling me. I said that I knew you were in there to cause chaos, and I knew that that's what you do. And I let you do it, JD. I allowed you to troll. And the whole time, you knew that I knew what you were doing. So your little pathetic game just told me that the information that was being brought to me by people to tell me that Spackle, and there are about, 11 other names that I could give, but I do have a rule, and that rule is I don't target viewers or people that aren't creators. And a lot of times I won't even bring creators that aren't into the community into a discussion. So I'm going to leave most of the other people out. But you see, here, I'll just say this for the people that were in the Discord server at one point. The public Discord server. A Discord server where anyone could join as long as they had a YouTube channel linked to their Discord account. And we would all sit around and talk and play video games together. Okay? Nothing was done there. I have no clue what his... the thing that pisses me off is that JD went to a YouTube channel and took people who are private people, named them, and attacked them for you and Spackle's own nasty ways. Right? I thought you were just going to attack me. I thought you were just going to lie on me. One thing that I think Spackle and JD don't understand about the internet is that y'all can... You go around and play all these games all you want where you lie to people constantly and pretend that things are bigger than what they were. Right? Because that's the gist that I got from it. It's all of these people are just horrible people. And I know this because we sat around, played video games here and there, and talked about a couple things that were going on a few times. You see what I'm saying? And a Discord server where the rule is you don't talk about private things and you don't bring in private stuff. You want to go out there and pretend like, while by the way, the whole time you're sitting there agreeing with everything we say, and you're sitting there constantly, you're never giving an opposition to anything but some bullshit about how Discord works, which you guys are so uneducated to how things like that work. It's just ridiculous. But you're also narcissists, and you cannot take when you're wrong, but we can. You see, we can. That's what we talked about. That's what we educated each other with. We would let people know facts, and then we would apply those facts. You, on the other hand, will not apply facts. I'll give you an example. When we're showing you evidence of what happened where our what do you call that damn thing, man? This is weeks gone by. So audit log. We're telling you that the audit log was deleted. We have proof of it. We tell you that. We screen share and show you what happened. Right? Now, you want to act like we are wrong about this whole thing with the audit log, because then it means that Spackle didn't go around sabotaging the server and then leave and then spend all this time in a Discord server, like trying to look people up. And oh, by the way, Julie will probably listen to this too. And the fact that Julie lets people do that shit in her server, has no rule against somebody, as long as they're like her friend and someone that bosses her around, they're allowed to do anything they want. That doesn't happen in my server. We have strict rules. You don't go around looking up people's stuff. You don't dox people. That's like the number one thing. And you're not even allowed to give details about yourself in the server. We don't do that. So, outside of internet stuff and outside of opinions on things, you get what I'm saying? So the point here is the entire time, JD, that you were in the server, I'm saying, I'm going to play video games with you and hang with you because you delivering information to Spackle is showing me that a few liars that are around me are really liars. Because you do understand that the entire time that Spackle was doing fucked up things, she was bawling her eyes out like a baby, trying to convince everybody that she didn't do those things. See what I'm saying? Like with the audit log. She's bawling her eyes out like a baby. Okay, then, who was it? Because it was either you or Nerd, because Navy wouldn't do that. Right? So you're saying it was Nerd. And that's the thing, too. I had to learn that Nerd also was lying. Because, and for some reason, I've never been able to understand this about these kind of trolls. Number one, here on the internet, right, when you go around lying and trolling on someone, you all think that what? You're being slick with your super secret troll games and stuff. How does that work when the other person literally tells you every time he talks to you that he knows what you're doing and he knows that you're trolling? These are direct things that I told you multiple times. But the point is, also at the end of that, I let you do it because I actually did care about Spackle and Nerd as people. So finding out that they were, lying, basically presenting a false self anytime they were around. I mean, it's either that or the false self that they were presenting in the other Discord server is the real them. Right? Being at odds with that fact. Because I know everybody else around, they're the same way regardless of where they go. The things they believe, the things they pursue, the things they claim happened or didn't happen, stay the same, regardless of where that you talk to that person. And when I notice that people like Spackle or Nerd, and I won't name the others, of course, are basically in my ear promising me things like, Uni, we don't troll. That's why we hate Steve McRae. We don't like liars. We don't like this. We don't like that. And then I noticed that you're in another Discord server telling people, we're going to destroy Uni's channel and his community, ha ha ha, right? And when you come and talk to me, instead of me just being like, instead of me just banning you, what did I do? How did I handle it? JD, how did I handle it? I had you come in and talk to me. I had Spackle come talk to me, and I would literally tell you, well, I know what you're doing. Well, I know what you did yesterday. I know what you said. Oh, Uni, I promise. Oh, no, Uni, I swear. I'm here because I don't care about drama, and I just want to hang out and play games, and I don't have anyone else to play these games with me. Here, Uni, let me give you a spaceship in this game. You see, you think you were playing me. JD, Spackle. But in reality, I was playing you. So you're going to turn around and say, nuh-uh, Uni, because Burnt Toast doesn't like you now. And we went on Burnt Toast and lied about you. But I don't even care about that. The fact is that you literally took private individuals, and just because they don't agree with you on your lies and bullshit around one thing, again, that I wasn't even present for, right? I don't even think that JD bothered to mention that. Again, I don't care. He can go on Burnt Toast's channel 5 more times and bring that kind of, nasty fucking, cringy is the word, content to Toast's channel as much as he wants, right? All it does is inform people of Unirock. That's all it does, JD, Spackle. The more that you're out there lying on me or playing these games where you're trying to sabotage, right? The more you do that, the more you're just driving people to actually talk to me, or actually go talk to the people that you brought up, or actually peek in on a video I do, or something like that. Okay? I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. In every community, there is someone in that community that likes me, and they have for a really long time. So when you guys are in your Discord server and you're sitting next to this person who the whole time you have been talking shit about me with, and you think is really close with you for this entire thing, in reality, they've been watching me for 7 years, and they've been coming and telling me like, oh my God, dude, you won't even understand. These cringy fuckers do nothing but sit in Discord and talk about you and your, like, the people who watch your show the most 24/7, dude. And they hate you guys. And they just literally are furious at you guys. And we're sitting there like, yeah, that's some cringy shit, dude. Some obsessive, weird, cringy internet behavior. Because Spackle and JD, listen to me closely, because this is the truth. Y'all are exactly like Steve. Y'all are exactly like these other people. You are cancel culture liars. You go and you have an interaction with somebody, and you're cool with them, and then the minute you disagree with them on something, which you will not have any facts to back up, and the other person will be not doing nothing but presenting facts to you, you can't yell your way over us. You can't force your side onto us, because we're not going to break with reality to agree with you on something. But JD, Spackle, the fact that you care this much, the fact that you are this invested in trying to troll people online, I had to find out. I had to find out the truth. I had to find out the truth, because there were too many people out there who said Steve McRae is a masturbating lobster, and this does not ever take away from any of the fucked up things that Steve did. But you guys did do a different form of what you're trying to do to me for whatever reason. By the way, the whole time, I literally told you I didn't care. I told you it's cringy to play these games. The exact words to JD, the last 2 times I talked to him, if you skip one. So skip the last time, the time before, and then skip the time before that, the time before. So with these minor conversations in the middle, they were only like 10 or 20 or 30 minutes long, because I was really busy. I made time every other day to actually come in for like an hour and talk to, JD and 3 or 4 other people, because they were arguing over something, right? And the whole time, what did I say to you, JD? What did I say to you when we played video games? I made sure you knew every time we played video games. And then I made sure that you knew whenever you were arguing about Discord, or you were arguing with the screenshots, or you're arguing with the screen captures that, showing what happened. Oh, but that's impossible, so it didn't happen. Number one, it wasn't impossible. Number two, the reason we did a screen share is because it fucking happened. We were discussing all the possibilities of how it happened. You get me? We were slowly going through all of them. It was a Discord bug. It was a sabotage move. It was 3 or 4 other things that we don't have to bring up because, now listen to this, JD. So your argument here is that the audit log didn't have manipulation to it, or the fact that the Discord server was sabotaged when the audit log did this. You're saying those two things cannot be linked. That's the real argument. My opposition to that, which, by the way, I wasn't even in there that much. Yes, JD did admit this in a stream chat, but I'm pretty sure he lied while he was on Burnt Toast Show. But he lied about everything, so it doesn't matter. Now, so the argument from us was that whether the audit log was sabotaged somehow, or whether it was a bug that happened during the sabotage, this is a non sequitur. Now, what a non sequitur means is they're trying to make an argument that doesn't apply, that doesn't follow the actual issue. The actual issue is that when Spackle left the fucking Discord server, after months of her trying to lie and turn people against each other and sabotage, okay, when she left, she used the administration powers that she had and fucked with people's messages and did some other things. So, JD, I'll say the same thing I've said the whole time, just to address you. Because since you care so much about this, buddy, and by the way, don't tell me I need to touch grass when I'm barely in the server, right? Don't tell me that I'm doing something wrong when you're the ones that just went into my server, created your fantasy, and then fucking flipped out and blew up while you sit in other servers. You guys literally are on Discord all day. You're just Discord trolls. And that is what people have been saying about y'all for a while. In fact, your own friends know this about you. Seriously, your own friends know this about you. I told you I knew this about you. Y'all just promised me that it wasn't true. So the key thing here with me is now I know factually there was still, by the way, a small chance that it wasn't Spackle who sabotaged the other Discord server when she left, because she left with 3 other people. Okay? So for those of you that care about my response to this, because you're not getting it on Kick or YouTube, sorry. That's what all these people want, is just a constant fight with me. I'll give it to them here, but you're not getting it on Kick or YouTube. The whole issue is that when 4 people left that other Discord server, one of them, or multiple working together, sabotaged one of the rooms and deleted a bunch of messages. I'm not going to go into the details on it because it doesn't matter. Now, when this happened, we all talked about it and decided, and JD was there, that it doesn't matter. We all decided that it didn't matter, JD. You're out there telling people the opposite, that we cared or something, or that we did something. No, man. You're the one who wanted us to meet with you and talk to you in Discord. You're the one that constantly asked us to meet and talk with you. You're the one that, when we came in, would have arguments about things. Y'all were. We were the ones sitting there just bullshitting and then leaving. Like we've been doing with any communication we use the whole time. So, in the end, thank you, JD, for confirming to me factually that it wasn't Nerd or Navy or another person that I won't name. Because that was the real issue. JD, I told you 8 times. Every time you wanted to cry about this, I said, it doesn't matter. We're never going to know who deleted the bunch of messages in one of the rooms before leaving the Discord. Because the 4 people that left the Discord all had the power to do that. And I don't believe that Navy and this other person would ever even participate in it. Okay? Because of my friendship with Navy, I didn't believe that he would. I thought if he's going to leave the server, because he'd been telling me for months he was going to leave the server while he detransitioned and stuff, or while he transitioned out of the military and did a few things I'm not going to talk about because it doesn't matter. And so him leaving, like I told everybody, we DM'd. We had everything set up. Everything was cool, right? It still is between me and Navy. What I'm saying is I'm still adhering to the promise that I made Navy, which is I know you're going to have a lot of shit going on when you transition. You need to, you even can hear me saying this in streams. You need to leave Discord and not do the show for a while. Transition, get your feet on the ground, and you can come back. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that that's why Navy left the server at all. He left because he was pissed over some shit. Okay? He wasn't sober-minded, by the way, when he left. And, you know, the next day, like I've been telling you guys this whole time, Navy messaged me. So I would never believe Navy deleted messages, one of the rooms, in order to try to sabotage the server because they were pissed when they left. Okay? Which is a factual thing that happened when one of those 4 people left the server. So JD, ever since this happened, every time you bring it up, every time you cry about this, oh, I just have to go to Burnt Toast's channel to, by the way, I didn't even know about this earlier when I streamed, y'all. I just have to go to Burnt Toast channel and I have to speak my truth. You were trolling the whole time. Everybody knew it. All you did was educate us to the fact that what people said about y'all, the GDC, save a couple of the members of the GDC, was true. I've never came into any topic and told you guys that one side's going to be good and the other side's going to be the bad guys. It just so happened that the GDC part of the story, you know what? Hell, I'll even talk to you guys about that for a minute. Because it's like ancient history, and you guys might like to hear what happened. But anyway, I mean, it would be a good story. I don't think it's valuable for a video, though. If it is valuable for a video, I'll do like 5 of these Twitter spaces on it and get my thoughts together on it. But because that's the deciding factor whether we, go over something many times is whether it's going to make it into some kind of, video, is either a live stream or an upload. I don't think this is going to ever be brought up. Everybody involved in this is 100,000% irrelevant. I said everybody. I didn't say I was relevant. I haven't been telling you guys I'm fucking relevant. I have been, every time I call somebody irrelevant, I make sure to let you know I'm irrelevant too, okay? Back to it though. Oh, fine. I'll just go ahead and, what do you say? Explain on that. I will be irrelevant until I do what I did with Unirock TV again. If I do. And what I did with Unirock TV is treated it as a full-time job. Woke up, went to work, took breaks to eat and do things with the kids and stuff, hang out with Rachel. And then the next day, I would only take one day off, typically Sunday or Saturday, and then we do like a no rules Sunday stream at night where we would just fuck around. And that was, 6 years or 5 years of Unirock TV. And that's the only time I actually had relevancy attached to me. So if I ever do sit down and decide that I'm going to become, I'm going to make, not become Unirock 2 into Unirock TV. I'm never going to make it into Unirock TV. It doesn't even mean I'll be relevant because it would also need to be successful for me to be relevant like it was at one point. So the fact I'm making is there is no relevancy in this. And there would be relevancy if the story of it was really good, like the non sequitur story, then it would be worth telling the story, right? There is no relevancy here. I'm trying to convince myself that there would be relevancy. There is none. In fact, I'd say there's negative relevancy. In my research on the GDC, what I found is there was a few people. One was named Jackie. There was a few others I'm not going to name because, I don't want to. And they were really very smart and capable internet broadcasters. Though, with the final determination on the GDC was, those people were surrounded by others for some reason who thought they were smarter or thought that they were more talented, and they were always being like drugged down, the GDC. So those talented people in the GDC that actually could have like attracted a crowd or actually could have made like these discussions into something valuable were surrounded by other people who were, and it doesn't matter if you're surrounded by other people, because in these kind of open situations like it was, you could easily have those people shine and bring people in. But the issue with the GDC was those other people that were around them are massively controlling. The specific ones that were around the kind of shining stars were so massively controlling. They thought they were the rocket scientists. They ironically embodied the the thing where you think you're smarter than everybody else, you think you're an expert in something, and you're just so uneducated in it that you convince yourself that you're an expert, but everyone who listens to you talk about it. Dunning-Kruger. Yeah, the GDC ended up being like experts. They had like these very hyper-controlling, hyper-narcissists who, and Steve McRae was one of them, by the way. There was just multiple people like Steve that dragged down those shining stars. So anyway, the point was, so here's the big point, y'all. If we were ever going to do a video on the GDC, it would be that Spackle and J.D. Kane and a few others, like even Dragnot, are two hypocritical, controlling trolls. And, like I said, there's a few others, but it doesn't matter. And they still, to this day, for whatever reason, are they still have this kind of like controlling presence or something. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Now, here's the irony, right? Like I've been telling you guys this whole time. And hey, here we go. Navy and Spackle, they were still talking for a bit. So if Spackle wants to try to lie and say that I didn't tell her the whole time that I knew what she was doing, and if JD wants to lie and say that I didn't tell JD the whole time that I knew he was trolling me and I knew he was playing internet games, if they want to say that that's not true, Navy himself was present for many of those meetings. And Navy won't lie. He's not a liar. Okay? So if they're going to fucking call Navy a liar, which they won't, then JD and Spackle would have to admit that, yes, I did constantly tell them that I knew what they were doing. And I did it specifically. Okay? So anyway, it harkens back to the GDC. These guys are the leftover people who hung around after we determined what happened in the non sequitur story. So here's the quick breakdown. Non sequitur, Kyle kicked out a narcissistic, controlling person who was a co-host with him. And by the way, there was like 10 co-hosts. And when he kicked that guy out, that guy took the channel from Kyle. Though, after he did that, there were about 4 communities that came present and said, oh, hey, by the way, Steve McRae stole our community too. One was the Guardians, one was the GDC, and the other was non sequitur. Now, with the non sequitur situation, the good news there is that what it turned out to be was all of the other non sequitur people fucked off, but the only ones that were left, like Red's Rhetoric and his friends and Steve's friends, were all running fraud raisers. And that's what turned into Fraud Raiser, the movie. Okay. So the non sequitur situation is just the one situation where it's an oddity, because I think it was because of those fraud raisers being run constantly that it ran a lot of these other people out of the scenario. Because they started to get so brazen with their fraud raisers that everybody could see it. And some people did think that it was possible that they could get in trouble if they hung around these people and helped them run these fraud raisers. And it kind of destructed that community. So the other two communities, the Guardians and the GDC, which stands for the Great Debate Community, those are different because they both had people who hung around after we looked into what happened. So in all those situations, people come to me and say, Uni, here's what happened. We want to tell you what happened. And that way you can make a video and let people know what happened to our community. And I say, fine, because you kind of connect to the story we just covered, so okay. So after the non sequitur thing blew up and Fraud Raiser the movie blew up, during the time it was winding down, that's when the GDC members came to me and told me about how Steve McRae stole their community from them by monetizing it with a Patreon and a YouTube channel, and then kicking out the other people that were leading the GDC. One of them was Dragnot, one was Nate the Lawyer, and there were some other people around like Spackle and them who weren't leaders, but they were just members. One of them was Doc Fiona and them. So eventually they all joined my server wanting to give me information. Hey, this lady Fiona keeps messaging me, says the mod. I forget who, Navy or someone. They say that they were like there for the whole GDC thing and they just want to give you their side of the story. So yeah, they did, and then they'd hang around. Okay? Normal stuff. So here's what happened. At the end of the GDC story, it kind of died off. We didn't have to do a discussion on the GDC because the GDC was very small, and all it was an external supporter to the non sequitur story. It was like, yo, this dude doesn't just, these people don't just run a single fraud raiser. They run like 50, and this other group of people, the other person along who steals communities didn't just steal non-sec, he stole others. So they run many fraud raisers, and they've tried to steal many communities. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about the whole Guardian thing because that was really weird. You guys ever watch, Rachel, what's the name of that show that you used to like? The two brothers that go around busting ghosts and shit. I ain't afraid to know ghosts. Supernatural. One of the cast members of Supernatural was a member of this shit. Goodbye. Go to hell. See you in hell, Spackle. And that's why the Guardians were so crazy. They were led by an actual celebrity, and he was also a philosopher of some sorts. He would discuss God and stuff like that. He wasn't culty, though. I'll give that to Pellegrino. His name was Mark Pellegrino. And Mark was very left-leaning, and he was very pro-censorship. Okay, fine. It's just part of the story. That's why I'm saying that. I'm not, bringing politics into this because politics are the ultimate hate group. So no way. Pellegrino comes in. By the way, not all politics, but the most of them. Pellegrino comes in, and he wants to make a group of people that will censor. They're going to be the guardians of the internet. So if there are trolls around there on the internet, and they go around and they try to get obsessed with people and look up their details and log into a bunch of sock accounts and send them a bunch of things instead of just using your main account and then saying what you want to say. And then if you get blocked by somebody dealing with it, they like to go and do this stuff, said Mark Pellegrino. So Mark was trying to basically use his celebrity pool and this group of people who he called the Guardians to petition social media. And I think it was mostly Twitter at first. And he wanted them to make it to where you have to identify yourself to make accounts on Twitter and shit. I don't know if he said you could have like one account, but if that account gets banned or blocked by people, you aren't able to make another account and mess. They wanted it to where you could block a person across all their accounts or ban a person against all their accounts so that these people didn't like make a bunch of socks and troll the fuck out of people like Pellegrino, right? All of us old school internet users know that that's the dumbest shit to ever want. Just ignore these people and fucking, there you go. You can have your opinion anytime you want. They can have their opinion anytime they want, and ignore them. That's what you're supposed to do. And yes, if the other side goes as far as to stalk you and shit, turn them into the cops, even though there's no internet cops. I think that's what Pellegrino wanted. He wanted a way to punish people. Okay, so I've established the two groups. Okay, well, let me give you a little breakdown of the GDC. It was just a bunch of internet trolls, anonymous internet trolls. Some of them showed their face, though, once they got on YouTube. And they got together to talk about God. But they would troll each other and troll the people that came in so much that eventually they self-imploded their own community at the same time as when Steve McRae saw that as an opportunity to steal their community. And he did. Like I said, he made a Patreon, he monetized the GDC YouTube channel, and he blocked the other leaders so that he could keep all the money for himself. Now, of course, that drove away all of the people. That's why Steve had to steal Non Sequitur. You feel me? If GDC would have blown up, he would have never stole Non-Sec. Because GDC went straight down to the ground. He tried to steal Non-Sec, and it actually worked. And then he ran Non-Sec into the ground in the exact same way that he ran the GDC into the ground. Anyway, so now we've established our two communities that are outside of Non Sequitur. Okay? Now, the good news about the Guardians is, even though there were some pretty stalkery, obsessive trolls that helped Mark Pellegrino, they all are in those that are left. No, I'm not saying Mark and the other Guardians. I don't know them. But the ones that got really obsessive with the Pellegrino residents, they ended up, fucking off. Well, or people just, they were so extreme. They would say such extreme things and act in such cringy ways that they would, people just stopped listening to the couple people that were left from them that trolled and shit, and they fucked off. But anyway, so we don't have to worry about the Guardians. It was a small group anyway. Once Mark Pellegrino left the Guardians, they didn't have anything. Okay, so the only one left is the GDC, and as I said before, it was so irrelevant, there was no reason to go into it. So what's the issue now? Well, the issue is that ever since the non-sec breakdown, there are people out there who have been making the claim that the controlling sect of the GDC, those people that try to go out and they go into other servers, they approach YouTube creators, and they convince those creators that they're against trolling and they're against all these crazy things and people being obsessive, and it's so bad and cringy, and that's why they hate Steve McRae. It's why they hate these other people so much. And then the thing is, though, yeah, but you guys are like using sock accounts to troll the shit out of Steve. Yeah, that's just because we were teaching him a lesson, because that's what he did. We don't do that normally. Oh, okay. Very adamant, those few select GDC members, very adamant that they were just about discussion. They weren't about obsessive trolling. They didn't pursue people. And the big blow up with Spackle and this new entity that entered the arena, JD Kane, is essentially JD doing everything in his power to try to defend Spackle's honor when we're not even attacking Spackle's honor. It's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. Yes, the audit log was deleted. Yes, right before the audit log was deleted, the messages and one of the Discord rooms was deleted. And yes, it was one of the 4 people that left the Discord. Okay? Now, those are called facts. Those are called facts. So the last month to month and a half has been nothing but JD coming in, asking everybody to hey, I'm here, jump in general. Okay? We get in there. Whether we're playing a video game, which we did at first, or whether we're just talking and checking in with each other, which we did later on. Because again, haven't been using Discord since the main Discord went out. The only times I do, you guys know about it. I use it for function. I used to use it to talk to everybody. That stopped when the other Discord got deleted. Well, it stopped before it got deleted. When the death threats started to happen, that the moderation team were absolutely convinced that those death threats were being the people being targeted with it were people that were in the Discord server. Because everybody who was getting those threats, by the way, one of them was Navy, and he's not going to lie on me about that being true because I have it in our DMs. Okay? He literally told me that was the other main reason that he left. So, by the way, it wasn't just Navy. It was also me and a few other people, but it was also some of the people that were basically, literally, the only connection that they even had to my community was the Discord server. Thus why, of course, the moderation team all thought that that those death threats were being the common link was it. Okay, so anyway, I have never seen two people, and again, that's JD Kane and Spackle, so upset for so long when they weren't even targeted or they weren't even part of the issue, other than that one tiny detail that Spackle was one of the 4 people that left. One of those 4 people factually sabotaged the Discord server using ownership privileges that were created by negative exponents. This is factual. And this giant bitch fit from JD and Spackle is literally them doing everything in their power to try and deny that Spackle did it. Did I accuse Spackle? Did I? I didn't accuse her in Discord. Fact. I didn't accuse her in public. Fact. Okay? I'm talking about, while all this is going down. When JD would talk to me in Discord, that was the thing. JD, quit bringing up the fucking audit log and the sabotage of the Discord server. Quit bringing it up. Number 1, it doesn't matter. Right? Number 2, JD's whole argument was based on the audit logs, and we conceded from the beginning. We didn't care. I don't even understand how these two are so upset about this. It is just, I'm going to just go ahead and give it to you. He can deny the facts as much as he wants. Others can deny the facts as much as they want. And this is the last time I'm talking about this because we have content to do. If y'all have watched me for a while and you've decided that you hate me because, Tom, if you want to talk to me, Tom, you know how to do it. Goodbye. I'm not playing this game. I'm not arguing with someone on my Twitter space. You can do your own Twitter space and respond to me if you want. We're not doing it here. And if you want to talk to me, you know how to talk to me. Now, I am not going to argue with someone about the audit log thing. The reason why this entire time I have said, fuck the audit log, it doesn't matter, is because number 1, I think Janie is okay with me mentioning Janie, and then the other people who were all there to test this when it happened. By the way, there's 40 other in the room. Though there were 3 main things that happened factually. The audit log was deleted from a certain point up. Yes, I shared my screen and showed everybody, and people witnessed it. That's number 1. Number 2, one of the rooms was deleted. And number 3, a bunch of messages were deleted. So, what was our conclusion from day 1? We will never know what happened, so it doesn't matter. Every time JD came into the server, you'll say, well, why was JD in the server? Because JD wanted to join the main server so he could play video games with me. He's just the one who decided to constantly make all the conversations about drama. And when he would do that, it would drive everybody away. And that was in the very beginning. And yes, I'm talking about many conversations where I was not present because, again, since the main server was destructoed, I've only jumped in to check in. I've been very busy. I've spent more time streaming than I have in Discord. And I've barely streamed. Y'all should know this. By the way, Tom, I'd love to talk to you, but I will not argue with you on my Twitter space. You all can use your own spaces. say what you want to say, if you want to say it publicly. Or if you want to sit down and talk to me, fine. I will not use my channel and the functions of my channel to host more of this garbage. Okay? I'm making this statement because I heard that JD went up on, I guess, Toasty's channel and did a live fest up there over the server. And here's the main point to any of you that aren't trolling, because I know there's a large amount of you that are. I'm not stupid. I don't care. I'm not judging you for it, remember? If you've watched any of my streams this whole time, I've said, I'm not judging any of you. Even if you're over there talking shit on me, I'm not judging you. Even if you're trolling me over this shit, I'm not judging you. I get how the internet works. It's just the fucking internet, man. Y'all want to come talk sometime? We'll do it. I haven't permanently blocked any of you. And when one of my mods, like Wicked, ended up blocking Booty a couple days ago, Booty messaged me and wants to be unblocked, and I said, okay. Those rules go for you. The same rules that have applied this whole time still apply. No, I'm not telling you. You have to fucking use them. If you want to fuck off, again, I'm going to tell you what I've said to you the whole time. I will wish you farewell with the most heartfelt wantings of your life to be fruitful and you to be happy and loving, and I will appreciate the time we had together. But no, I'm not going to participate in this cringy battle that everyone's trying to have. I didn't do cringy battles when it came to Molly. I didn't do cringy battles when it came to many of the other people that we've covered. So no, I'm not going to do a cringy battle with any of y'all, especially you, Tom. Okay? If you have decided that you want to change your opinion of me, there's nothing I can do. I have, by the way, no clue what anyone's issue is still to this day. I hear people bitching because, hold on, here it is, because Uni didn't, or Uni lied about being doxxed from the beginning. And he wasn't really doxxed by our definition until 2 to 5 days later, so it's a lie. And of course, I'm going to apply the same logic I've applied to this thing the whole time, which, if you remember, the logic about doxing that all of you agreed with this whole time and never came to me and asked to discuss it with me and change it was, anybody? Well, here, I'll help you since I'm the one talking. That when you target somebody and you pursue their private information and you share it with other doxers, that's a dox. When you go after a person using their private information, it's a dox. When you harass a person using private information that you gain by digging, that is doxing. And we've used that to defend and represent all of our points for years. You all know this. So if now you disagree because you have a stricter opinion of doxing, that's not me, y'all. That's you. Because I'm using the same opinion of doxing that I gave to everybody else to apply to what happened to me. Now, what was the other one? There was another main one that a lot of people got mad about. The first was that. And the second one was that I lied about the letter being handwritten. No, I didn't. People are lying about when certain streams happened, is what happened there. Me and, because Doc Misha now, because JD has put Doc Misha up on Toast's channel for some reason, while saying he's not a doxer. Spackle, by the way, claims not to be a doxer, while she is literally doxing people in Julie's server, and Julie doesn't even give a fuck. And those of you that are in her server know that I'm not lying about that. No, it's not a dox because our new definition is you don't share it publicly. And that server's not public. Right? Fine, your new definition makes it to where they're not doxing in Julie's server, but the same definition we've used this whole time to apply to Steve, to apply to Reds, to apply to... Quit spamming me. If you guys want to talk, we'll do it in a different stream. I literally just talked about this. Who in the fuck? I don't even know you. Sorry. I don't even know you. I'm the same rule I've always had. If you want to talk to me on one of my things, I'm not letting just random people jump up. You can go find spaces where people do that all you want. You can make your own space. Kind of weird, right? I didn't tag any of these people. I haven't responded to them while they've been doing this for a straight month, but maybe once or twice. But they seem really fucking like on it with this shit, guys. It's almost like borderline obsessive and crazy shit going on, right? Anyway, where were we here? Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was the issue. So that's when this all started. That's when this thing was a crisis point. Because JD wanted to talk about the big blow up in the server. I wasn't there for it. That was one of the reasons why the people got the maddest. Uni's not coming in to talk to us. That was when my dad was having surgery. Everybody knows this, and everybody knows it's not a lie because he got doxxed. So, yeah, I wasn't avoiding any of y'all. And I know that's one of the reasons a lot of people got mad and said, Uni won't come in? Well, we're leaving. Okay, well, I'm not coming in until this is all over, and then I'll sit and talk to you as much as you want. By the way, I did that. I went in and sat and talked to everybody for hours once that shit was over. And like I said, it was like 34 hours, 30 hours. Anyway, this whole thing is over. And if you're in these other servers and you've been around this constant whinging and whining and trolling and lying and doxing these people are doing, then you would know that their main arguments always seem to go around Discord audit logs. Just like when they got mad at me at first, it was Uni lied about something involving these people doxing him. But then, once I finally responded and people are like, oh, Uni didn't lie. Okay, awesome. They moved the goalpost a little bit, and now it's handwriting. And then when I'm like, no, that's not what happened. You got these streams out of order. Okay? I said it was handwritten until I had it in my pocket. Because the envelope was handwritten, and my mother told me, no, she didn't tell me, she told everybody it was handwritten. She told everybody, and Spackle was, by the way, in that fucking call with my mom. Spackle is the one that wanted me to fucking drive there. Isn't that hilarious? She thought I was lying about the letter and asked me to drive to my mom's when my mom wasn't even fucking home. And she said, if you're not lying about it, you'll do it. And I said, well, fine. I'll just go. Wait at her house till she gets there. Went live in Discord, waited at mom's until she got there, and let Spackle and all of them ask every question they wanted. Did they come back and say, sorry, Uni, for telling you were lying to us about this? They moved the fucking goalpost, and they've been doing it the whole time. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the real issues, because a lot of this is just constant whinging about small little things. Constant whinging about small, tiny, itty-bitty little things. Number one, all of those people that everyone respects in the Discord that were there, the older people, the ones that actually have credentials, the ones that actually look at the facts instead of getting upset and going crazy, because they actually looked at the facts and made up their mind, are not on Spackle's side. And she can't stand it. And that's why her and her spy, JD, didn't go to Toast's channel to attack me. I was the fucking, the herring. Because they did that to try and attack and embarrass those specific other people. People that you all know and have known for years, and they will give their opinion on these things, but they will not do it publicly so that they're not doxxed and they're not targeted, because they have jobs that could be fucked with. They have lives that would be severely affected if someone trolled them. And JD knew this, Spackle knew this, and Spackle still put JD up on that channel, supported all of his lies and bullshit. And yes, he did lie the whole time. And again, that's not even coming from my mouth. That's coming from people who you all have talked to and have no issue with, according to you guys. No issue at all. You love them, you respect them, and you've said nothing but positive things to them and about them for years. And because they're looking at the facts, they don't agree with this mob. They don't agree with this big cancel culture fucking shit battle that's going on. So they're not getting involved in it. The reason that they had those conversations with JD is because JD promised them he was not going to attack them publicly or even talk about them outside of the server. It's the only reason they consented to have the discussions with JD, because again, I wasn't there the majority of the time. JD himself admitted in my kick stream that I was barely in the server after the main server was nuked. All of this, by the way, happened after the main server was nuked. Why dox some of our most respected friends who have done nothing but try and fucking give opinions and follow the facts and have discussion under the promise that they're not going to be publicly attacked due to their jobs? That's the biggest, most egregious thing about what JD and Spackle are doing. And the reason that they're targeting those people is because those people do not agree with them. So now they need to shame them. The same thing they've been trying to do to me. Because instead of me just taking... You know what's funny is, JD only had a strong opinion about the audit logs. And again, I told JD the whole time, JD, the audit logs don't matter because the sabotage factually happened. The sabotage is the sabotage. The audit logs were just the records that would have told us who deleted those messages and who deleted that room. It is a non sequitur. It is a fallacious thing to sit there and cry about the audit logs that the whole time my opinion was, like everybody knew the whole time, that it doesn't matter. There's no reason to put this much effort and shit into it. The audit logs cannot say anything because they were deleted. They were gone. Right? And yes, for the last time, I screen shared the fucking audit logs. So, if none of this matters, if the Discord server, the public Discord server, is just a place where people can talk, why is there drama anyway? Whatever issue you have with a specific person should be handled with that person. Because these people that were in that server aren't trying to fucking go out and talk on YouTube. They're just viewers that wanted to have discussions with others on their opinions on what's going on. You can attack me all you want. You don't need to bring them into it. It's fucked up. Now, of course, now that I've said that, they're going to do nothing but bring them into it. Because what they want is for those people to either fuck off or agree with them. So I went ahead, and that's one of the main motivators for why I just said fuck it. From the time that the death threats started happening in the other server, I had told everybody that I knew factually that the reason it was happening was me. Ever since a fallacious lawsuit was filed against me, these are the kind of things that have been happening every day, like I've told you since day one, okay? I knew exactly where this shit's coming from. I know who's doing it, right? Anyone with a brain does. So that's why I said I'm going to remove myself from Discord, and then they won't have a reason to try to target people. Then after that was the decision to nuke the server. I wanted to do 5 meetings because I wanted to have enough people for everyone to give their opinion on the server being nuked. Unfortunately, I've told you guys since the beginning, I don't have the power in those servers. People vote, and the vote goes. It's not my fault that 4 people who had voting privileges left and couldn't vote. That's their decision. But again, my majority vote didn't even matter. Like, I voted the opposite of what happened. My vote was, let me have enough meetings so that people that are working, people that aren't here, can weigh in. Okay, so now, again, even though the last time we talked about this whole stupid fucking mess, I told you, it's over. Everybody can think what they want to think about it. It's completely inconsequential and, what's the word? An irrelevant drama. There is no value to it. Nobody cares. Again, the Discord server had administrators who decided before they left the server, one of them, well, or all of them, but I do not believe all of them. I only believe one of them did. I've nixed out 2 people because those 2 people actually came and talked to me. Those people actually came and made sure that I knew it wasn't them. So out of the other two that are left, Spackle and Nerd Angle, Spackle and JD have literally lost their fucking minds over, and this is the main thing, especially if you've been around them, over the audit logs of the server. Again, it's always the audit logs. Nerd or Spackle won't admit who it was that deleted the messages or deleted the room. They won't admit that or try to talk about that or give a logical argument against that. But they will go out and rile up a bunch of people and get them all mad and angry. And then when they come and talk to me and I'm like, what are you mad about? They don't even fucking know. Well, I'm mad about the Discord. Okay, I wasn't there for the argument. I wasn't there when all this crazy shit happened. So why are you mad at me is what I asked. Like, I get it. There was a bunch of people in a public Discord server and a bunch of people got in a big fight. And then people started to threaten others and go crazy. What does that have to do with me again? Oh, it's because I hung out in that server, so now it's my fault? Oh, no, Uni. And anytime I sit down and talk to any of these people, they aren't mad anymore. Because you're being fucking wound up and lied to. And that's fine with me. Anyone in any community, especially a community like a debunking community like ours, where we want to go out and find two issues and compare them to each other, look at the facts of those issues, and then come to our opinions on those issues. Any community like that, a debunking community, will have people that for whatever reason decide to get emotionally invested into something or emotionally led by something and make decisions based on that. I don't know if you guys are mad because I'm not trying to chase you down and stop you. And I'm like, well, if you want to leave, bye. I don't know if that makes people angry or something, right? But I truly don't know what anyone wants from me because you won't tell me. Right? I had to go sift through like 2.5 hours of Jolie talking just to be able to find 2 points that she was mad about. Both of them were fallacious. All you had to do is compare them to the actual evidence that happened. And that's fine. She's acting like I'm trying to get some big win on her because of that. Look, I've done that before, Julie, and you know it. I've been wrong. And I've went off on something, and I've had to go in and correct myself later. And again, I even said, I don't give a fuck if you correct yourself. It's over. Or you can choose to sit and attack me for the rest of your life. That's fine too. Though, the nonsense approach, which is, I'm going to hate Uni forever, and I'm going to try to convince you to hate Uni forever. I don't care what the facts are about something that I bring up. I don't care if I lie or give you misinformation. It's just so that I can make you hate Uni forever. If you want to go that route, you can. That's fine. It's called a drama community. And I'm not in a drama community. I'm in a debunking community. So I apologize. But I made sure that that was known the whole time. Okay? So, who's in here? Christina. If Christina wanted to talk to me, I would talk to her. You know this, because I haven't turned down anybody. And when I say that, I don't mean strangers. I'm saying out of people who I've talked to in Discord before. Duh. Just like I have any other time. In fact, I would love to talk to someone that's honest. I would love to talk to someone who already knows why people are mad, why they are mad, and why the issue is happening. Because you guys know the only thing I care about, not just in my community, but in any topic we cover, is a resolution. In my opinion, when you draw out drama, like Molly does, when you draw out drama in these types of topics, you all know, because this is this thing I've said for 8 years, it's called fake tea. Yeah, it would be nice to have a little more of that drama because everybody's like invested in it, but then we just have to repeat everything we've already said and just wind people up. That's the fake tea. Sitting down and actually like going through what happened and figuring out what happened and figuring out what people's issues are, that's called getting to a resolution. I understand none of you want that. I've accepted that a month ago and moved on. I did. I didn't move on from you because you are allowed in my community to leave anytime, to come back anytime. I don't require you to be here. I don't expect you to agree with me. These are facts that you've known for years. So here's what I will do. I will ask you a favor, because I've always been open to all of you. And yes, even you, Han, even though you constantly troll me like a motherfucker. You know you do. Well, you did. You haven't been around for a minute. Yeah, I don't know what the leaders of your movement, I'm being silly, because there are people trying to lead you. That's just factual, and I'm not. Okay? I didn't before. I'm not going to now. Right? I'm just a normal person. I'm not, again, relevant. I'm not a big YouTuber. Maybe one time I had 50,000 subs and people called me a big YouTuber. I'm not a big YouTuber. I haven't been for a very long time. I don't even think I really ever was. Okay? There's no clout to gain. There is no positive outcome. And that's why we decided that this stupid topic was over. Everyone involved has all the information. The problem is, Spackle and JD, and yeah, there's a couple others, I'm just not naming them on purpose, but not many, are just intent upon pounding it into anyone that'll listen to them's head that it's not true. Those aren't the facts, because if those are the facts, one of us, either me or Nerd, sabotaged the Discord. Well, if it wasn't you or Nerd, just say it. Just go out on a stream and say, me and Nerd Angle didn't sabotage the server before we left, and admit that it was Navy. Just do it. Because it is a fact that one of you did. And I kept this private. I didn't even take it out to the community because I respected the four of you so much. Because I'd given you so much time and talked to you and got your opinions on things. And when you disagreed with me, we discussed it so much. I said, I'm not even going to make this part of the issue at hand. The issue at hand can just stay that Uni wasn't really doxxed until 2 to 5 days after the PayPal messages, and so Uni lied in the beginning about being doxxed and harassed, and that's why we're all mad at him. Right? You can keep your original thing that made you mad and get mad at me for that forever, because I'm not going to go out and argue about the Discord server, but now here we are, because you have to go on Burnt Toast channel. Again, I didn't care about that, but instead of having certain people be anonymous people that you don't name, you named people who have jobs that you could have their lives ruined if they get someone attacking them, and you named those people and went after them. Yes, Spackle, you're just as responsible as JD because you did it with him and you know it. Guys, I know Burnt Toast doesn't like me. Why can't I hold a positive opinion of Burnt Toast regardless if she likes me or not? What is wrong with that? Right? Fine. I will stop watching Burnt Toast channel. Will that make them happy? Okay. The whole point, though, goes back to that again. They have old friends that go back like 8 years. Those people are close to me because they choose to be. I don't talk to them every day. I don't see them all the time. I just check in with them every 3 or 5 days. This is a fact. JD saw this with his own eyes. Though Spackle and JD and a few of their friends cannot accept the fact that because those people will not lie, those people will follow the facts and evidence, and those people completely, to a degree that they are ashamed of JD and Spackle, disagree with what they've been doing in Julie and Navy and others' Discord servers. And they're also just as upset as I am about the fact that Navy and Julie are letting them do this shit in those servers. And Julie, don't act like you don't know what they're doing. Navy, I hope you don't know what they're doing. I know you're busy, so it's possible with Navy, but Julie knows. It was all just a light. They were not just arguing with me about that thing. In fact, that's just what they've been arguing with me about for like a month. For about a week, JD was arguing with me about the definition of doxing. And again, I would not relent with him. I linked him to the terms of service on YouTube and the partner contract on YouTube. I showed him where I'm drawing my opinion on doxing and the reason that I've used those characteristics to define doxing, and that I have admitted every time I bring it up that I am not stating the legal crime of doxing. I'm stating the terms of service violation of doxing. Everybody knows this because I repeat it so much. JD wants to keep defaulting to the legal term of doxing, just like AZ did. Won't admit that I'm right about the terms of service and the YouTube partner contract definition of doxing, and they are fallaciously arguing against my points. It's dishonest. That's what fallacious means. Fallacious argument is when you're doing a dishonest thing to try to make it look like you're right in an argument. All of their arguments are fallacious. They won't even be honest about what our side is, because if JD was honest, he would have said, Uni didn't go out with the, Discord sabotage issue and tell everybody. And he let it go so that there wasn't a drama between him and those people. The person who sabotaged the Discord, either Nerd Angle or Spackle, is so guiltily obsessed and pissed that we actually, even though these drastic attempts were made to where we would not know what happened, and yet those things could still be modified the way they were, is so pissed that she fucked up and left a fucking trail. She's also super pissed that she led Navy and Nerd Angle out of the Discord right after she did this to the Discord. And she knows that if she tells the truth, which is to go live and to tell everybody that it was either Navy or Nerd Angle that did the sabotaging, she knows that both of them are going to talk to her and get pissed at her, and then both of them are going to figure out the truth, and then they're probably going to realize what she's been doing with you all the whole time. So instead of actually admitting the truth, that that's what the whole thing in Discord was about, and instead of going out there and telling the truth, which is what she claims is her side, which is, Spackle didn't do it, she won't. She won't. So she just keeps lying about my position until she forces me to go public somewhere and tell you guys everything that happened, even though I had made the decision the entire time not to bring you guys into this bullshit because it was irrelevant. No one's going to give a fuck about this, y'all. Who gives a fuck which one of them, when they left the server, decided to troll for a minute? Who cares? Now, the reason I could go into the psychological reason why Spackle cares. I could. Well, let me go ahead and do it real quick. You see, she's convinced all of you guys that she's honest and that she's been telling you the truth, not just about what I just said, but many, many other things. Now, I've known about a lot of these things the whole time, and I've made sure Spackle knew that. I know Spackle she's not dumb. So when I told her constantly, Spackle, I know what you're doing, she had to have known that I knew, because I told her I did. That's how words work. Just like JD knew. By the way, I was way more specific with JD and said, I know you are spying, and I know you're going out and taking anything we say over and telling other people about it. I just made sure to say, JD, these other people in here, other than me, they don't go out publicly and do things. So, you can go fucking, spread rumors about me all you want. Just don't bring them into it. And that's why he decided to use Burnt Toast Channel and bring them into it. Because it was the one thing me and them asked him not to do. We let him hang as much as he wanted. He was in there more than anybody else. I think that's their issue. These guys need to touch grass. They want to sit there and constantly say things like Steve McRae and Dreadnought and all these people need to touch grass. Nah, y'all. You've been the ones that need to touch grass the whole time. Y'all are some obsessive Discord fucking goblins. No, you are Uni. Oh, yeah, how's that? I don't even fucking use it that much. Even when we had the public server, I didn't use it that much. And you know it. So how are you going to make these stupid fucking arguments? I don't live in Discord. Y'all do. Now, I'm not talking to any of you. I'm talking to them. So now that you have all the details, make up your own mind. Make up your own mind. From the beginning, No, I didn't make this up later. From day one, the audit log didn't matter. They knew that from day one. Okay? Again, I don't care. Who gives a fuck? What they did was, at the time that they left the server, Queen Bee was arguing about me tagging her in Discord, and I had told everybody, I know I tagged Queen in Discord, but that's why I went to the community tab. Remember all that dumb shit that went away the minute that I proved to everybody that I did tag Queen, and that I did have a YouTube video attached to that tag that explained everything? So I did everything people were mad at me for, and then they all stopped being mad at me at that moment. Okay. Back then is when they left the server. So what one of them did is they scrolled up to where I was tagging Queen. They deleted several of the times that I had tagged Queen, but they also deleted a bunch of people's reactions to me tagging Queen. Okay? Because in the beginning, they were trying to turn you against me because I lied about tagging Queen or some shit. And what they've done, moving the goalpost this whole time, it's the minute I would actually come here to respond. I don't know you, Rose. I am sorry. So if you want to talk, hit me up. I don't know Rose. Sorry. Hit me up outside of my Twitter space if you want to talk to me. If you're someone that I talk to in Discord, I will talk to you. If it's to hash out something about this, I'm not going to argue with you. I am not going to argue with you. We are adults. I am free and happy if you hold whatever opinion you want to hold. If you want to hold any of the nastiest opinion about me that you want, it's up to you. But there are facts in this. You're free to ignore them. I've given you those facts, okay? I've given you what the issue is, and I'm still amazed that anyone got caught up in this garbage, knowing that I'm actually dealing with a lawsuit. I'm actually dealing with that at the same time that I'm dealing with getting married and dealing with a bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to talk to you about, and dealing with trying to get some work done at the same time. Right? So I just don't get it. I don't know where all the animosity comes from. We don't entertain that. Okay? Because if you're getting angry over stuff that's happening on the internet, you need to take a break. You should be able to talk about these things without fighting and getting angry and acting a fool, okay? I act a fool, by the way, all the time. I'm not insulting you. You know? That night that Navy was fucking, yelling at me about how I didn't tag Queen, and I'm sitting here showing him where I tagged Queen. And he won't accept it. Me and him started yelling at each other, and I did act a fool. Though, supposedly, Navy and I were close enough friends that if we argued about something, we would just sit down and talk about it after we both calmed down and work it out. Okay? Now, that's when he and Spackle and Nerd decided to leave the server. That's fine. They're adults. They can leave. They can come back when they want. They can leave when they want. Now, Spackle, although there is another hang-up on this that I just reminded myself. Spackle is pissed because another thing that Spackle has convinced herself is that I will forgive people over and over and over and over. And so she thinks that I will still sit down and talk to her after knowing what she's been doing. She thinks that I will, I don't know, but she definitely thinks that first thing, okay? So when I came out in the very beginning of this, after I realized what had happened, and I said, Spackle, I don't ever want to talk to you again. Have a nice life. There's been nothing but a war from her since. Now, again, if you want to participate in Spackle's war against me, I will only ask you to be happy while you do it, because you're all great people that I have had a great time with in the past, and I fully enjoyed you guys and all of the parts about you, okay? And you know what? I just told you guys, I'm not taking guests on this space, but I will take guests on future spaces, like we could do one right after this, and I'll talk. But if y'all are going to keep on spamming me with requests, I'm just going to say fuck it. I try to be nice, but y'all are just obsessive with this shit, and I'm not going to play with it. I'm not going to, okay? I'm not going to. How is that some kind of crazy request from me? How? Do y'all plan on trolling me forever? Is that what it is? I've had to deal with trolls for a very long time. I know how to deal with them. I'm trying not to look at a lot of you as trolls because you guys are being misled by people. For whatever reason, you've convinced yourself that you can't just sit down and talk with me. Oh, but he's going to brainwash me. He's going to cult me or some shit, right? Never done that to any of you. Fully respected your opinions on anything you brought me. It's just a fact. I never forced any of you to be around. Anytime you had to take breaks, Christina, what did I do? Not only did I wish you the best, I said, if you ever have an issue and you need help, reach out. You know that. That is still true. I would still help you to this day. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about petty ass dramas. Okay? How does a petty drama, by the way, equate to the fucking awesome shit we all went through? You know? Christina, I'll talk to you after this, I promise. If you want to talk to me, I'll talk to you. I don't want to do it publicly. I'm not doing it publicly. I'm not feeding these people's live streams with people I've considered friends having a public discussion like this. I'm not going to. You're more than welcome to go do it. Now, I'm going to accuse Uni of silencing someone. Well, no, I'm not silencing them because I have never let Christina talk on one of my streams. Actually, no, I did a long time ago, but she only did it for like a second. So while we're having these issues, if you want to talk to me, you can. And we can just connect to a StreamYard link sometime or something. I'm just not going to do it here on my Twitter space. I'm not going to, okay? I don't want any fighting or arguing or any nasty. I don't even want any happy or anything here. Whether you're going to tell me, Uni, I'm leaving forever and I hate you, or whether you're going to say, Uni, here's my issue, and we're going to sit down and I'm going to let you know why I feel like I feel. You can let me know how you feel like you feel. We'll look at the facts together, and I'll respect any conclusion you come to in it, whether that happens or whether you hate me forever. Either way, I'm not going to change how I feel about any of you, other than Spackle, JD, and a couple other people, okay? They're the only ones. I get it. When we get attacked by people at the end of stories all the time, okay? That's why for the last year, and that's it, I'm doing it. I'm going to put together a compilation from just from the first time I talked about the Molly fundraiser to now. How many times I told everybody what was going to happen when Molly was banned, or at the end of the Molly story, whatever happened at the end. Okay? And you're going to hear me say the same thing I'm going to say right now. Everybody is going to attack us. The whole community is going to implode. Because people out there that were only here for drama, trolling, lies, or anything like that are going to show their true colors at the end, because it'll be their last chance to do it. It happens every story we cover. We, though, will continue doing everything we do, and anyone that wants to get caught up in all that, it, by the way, has to be fake. It has to be fake. If they were deciding to wait until the last minute to come out and just play all these games, when their views were down, everybody's views were down, the whole community's interest is down when all of this happens. They cannot be pissed that we're going to assume that they're doing this because we've hit that final stage of interest in that small trend of a community that sprung up. It is their fault for doing it then. Right? It's like you got 20 people that hang out every day, and they've done it for 3 years, and then one day 2 of them start fighting, so everybody in the group decides they're going to start dumping on that one person. Okay? And it just so happens to be the last day that they can all hang out for like the next 6 months. I don't know. I'm usually good with analogies. I do think that was a good analogy, but I think it's pretty specific. And no, I wasn't the one that was dumped on. Anyway, listen, one more time. I fully respect whether you want to pursue the facts on anything you're mad about involving me and my family being doxxed, or Spackle deciding to sabotage the Discord server when she left, okay? And the reason that she doesn't want you guys knowing about this is she knows it's going to affect the way you serve her now. Because the reason why people in Julie's live stream snipe me and then come over and type shit in my server and then run back, or type shit in my side chat and then run over there and try to, hey, I went over there and I said this and I did this and they did this. The reason that this is all happening is because those people are bored and they're being led by the people who are taking advantage of the situation, which obviously is Julie, Spackle, and several others, okay? And I've done this a million times. You guys know a couple years back, actually it would have been a lot more years back, when this happened in one of those situations, we went ahead and played along. A lot of you were with me when it happened. Well, fine, let's go play along. I'm bored too. I'm not doing that this time. There's too much content. There's too much shit going on out there. I'm not bored. I am not bored right now. I'm busy. Okay, ironically. And honestly, if this is the last time I see any of you, I love you. I truly, from the bottom of my soul, hand to God on the Bible, wish you the best life you could ever have. I will think back on all of anyone that I hung out with the best memories, with the best thoughts. You're great people. You have great minds. And you know this because I've told you literally this exact thing the whole time I knew you. We would be talking and I'd make sure yo, any of you guys take off, I fully support you. I don't care what happens. I don't care if it's over some drama. I don't care if it's because you're busy, I've said these things too many times, and this is why. Because at some point, some of you may just have this exact thing happen and decide to jump on with them. Okay? I'm not this kind of person. I think each person should objectively hold their opinion and discuss it and back it. I am against people going into servers and organizing shit and going out and enacting that shit. Because I'm against that because it's a rule in my server. I don't let people do it. We use the servers simply to get opinions that people have over things that are happening. We don't do that other garbage, and you know it. Now, I didn't want a whole bunch of people watching. This was just supposed to be to JD. It was just a response to all of his lies and bullshit he threw out on fucking Toasty's channel. And it's also an encouragement. The more he wants to find channels with lots of subs, go on those channels and lie about me, please do. I've never told people they couldn't do that. I don't know why anyone would think I wouldn't want a channel of that size talking about me. Whether you're lying about me or whether you're not. Bring me up for any reason, okay? I do feel like the viewership is smart enough to go click on my videos and know what I'm about and know what I do. Okay? Got me? That's all I can ever do. That's all I can ever say. Now, I was going to do a kick stream and play Diablo, but it's 11, and I honestly didn't even get home until 9. I meant to get home at 8. And I don't go to bed late anymore, because when the next morning I'm real hazy in the head. You can go ahead, call me old, because I am. I'm saying it. That thing they say, when you hit 40, you kind of go downhill, or whatever. I didn't know it was, immediate. I figured it'd be a kind of a roll. If you're going up this hill for 40 years, you don't expect the cliff to be on that fucking side. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, hope to see y'all in the future. I know you're all capable of great things. You're all great people. And I will say adieu to all of you with much respect. Okay? I mean it. You don't have to placate me. You can unsub. Never once have I tried to keep your subscription. Never once have I tried to convince you of anything. You are more than free to believe whatever you want. And I support you. Love you. Goodbye.